All right, you're watching the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Kaiir Elam has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Josina Anderson, the first to break this news. Tom Pelissero had the contract details. It's Elam, a 2025 sixth-round pick to Dallas in exchange for a 2025 fifth and a 2026 seventh-round pick. So it is the old day 3 pick swap movement here, plus a future 7, which no one cares about future 7s, frankly. Those are like throw-ins to, make you feel better about the deal. The core of this trade is the 5th and 6th round pick swap, with the Bills getting the 5 and the Cowboys getting the 6. Elam was a former first-round pick out of Florida, and he hasn't been very good. He has not played that much. He's got untapped potential, but this one very much kind of falls into the, former first-round pick, Will McClay special. We can fix him. And if you keep adding all these low-risk, high-upside flyers, maybe one ends up hitting, and you feel pretty good about that. His dad played in the NFL. His uncle was Matt Elam, if you remember him, all those years ago from the Ravens as a former first-round pick. Cowboys adding much-needed depth to a cornerback room that lost Jordan Lewis, doesn't have a real option at nickel. Kaiir Elam is not an option at nickel. He's an outside corner. He does not translate very well into an outside or into a nickel corner role. He is an outside corner. Gives them some depth there. Right now it's Trayvon Diggs coming off of injury. Deron Bland, healthier after missing a bunch of time this past year because of injury. Izzy Mukwamu's a free agent at nickel. It's Kaman Hall at the nickel spot right now, which isn't exactly a good thing. Kalen Carson, then Kaiir Elam, injured Josh Butler, and Andrew Booth, who also kind of fit the high-round draft pick. I think Elam is better than Andrew Booth, and that's kind of all you've got there. He was pressed into duty down the stretch this year. Inconsistent at best, did not have a good game against the Chiefs in the playoffs. And the Bills had been linked to shopping him previously. It's not a huge surprise to move on from him. He flashed some interceptions in his first season. I think he had 3 his first year with Buffalo. But this is a lower value trade because it's a lower value player. The Cowboys continue their bargain bin shopping now in the trade market. So grade the trade. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. It's the pinned comment, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know, how do you feel about the trade for the Cowboys side of it? A, B, C, D, or F. Elam, over the course of his career, I guess I misspoke. It was not 3 interceptions. 2 interceptions, both of which came in his first season. And he's only started 12 games. He's only played 9 of them. 6 pass breakups. This is all upside. This is all hope of being better than he was in Buffalo. It's always a red flag when you have more penalties than pass breakups. That's always a red flag. But you're paying him $2.5 million. That's not anything else. He's got a 5th-year option, by the way, as the veteran player, first-round pick that the Cowboys, make no mistake, are not going to pick up. They are not going to pick up the 5th-year option. They will decline that. There is essentially 0 chance that they actually pick up the 5th-year option on Kaiir Elam. This is just the Cowboys probably had a pretty decently high grade on Elam coming out. I had a pretty decently high grade on Elam coming out. I had a first, second-round cheater grade on him. I'm looking at my draft notes here. 6'1.5", 191, just under 31-inch arms. I know Dane Brewer comes from the Carlton Davis, which has actually worked out kind of well from a penalty and injury concern there. The size-speed combination was really intriguing coming out. 37-inch vert, 4.39 40-yard dash, not as agile or quick. Physical player, can do some press stuff. Held up really well against Bam. I remember watching that game being like, this guy's really good. Didn't miss a ton of tackles. The coaching staff was always high on him at Florida. I know Dan Mullen loved him. But he was a grabby guy at Florida. He had 7 penalties in 10 games at Florida, and that carried through to his time in the NFL. Had a knee injury in his final year at Florida and has been unable to fully stay healthy in his time in the NFL. 13 games, 3 games, 13 games. He has not been a consistent player. This is all about he was a first-round pick. Let's see if we can get more out of him. In a bubble, that's fine. But as we'll get into, you can't just keep doing the buy low, high upside option. You have to have some actual investments. This is just, if you only bargain bin, that's all you get. It's a depth piece that's probably better than Andrew Booth, but there's a lot more you need if you're the Dallas Cowboys. We'll come back to more on the Kaiir Elam trade, but you can get the Cowboys turnover chain, which hopefully at some point Kaiir Elam gets to, be a factor in. Go to chatsports.com/Cowboys chain. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. It is the same one Mike McCarthy wore very briefly that one time. We use all the time on our live Cowboys reports. So get your turnover chain today. Chatsports.com/Cowboys chain. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. So back to Elam. The Bills he's been linked in trade rumors before. This is not the first time he's been whispered in potential movement. He's owed $2.57 million in this upcoming season. He has the expensive 5th-year team option. The Cowboys will have to pick that up or not pick it up in a couple of weeks or / months, whatever it is. Let's just call it weeks. They will not pick up. It's going to be like $12 million. They're not going to pick up the 5th-year option. This is a day 3 pick swap for a rental at corner who the Cowboys probably had a pretty high grade on coming out of Florida that they're hoping they can get more out of. That's all they've done all offseason long is do this type of deal of cheap contracts, not a lot of investments, highly touted guy in most cases, early round pick, Javonte Williams, Solomon Thomas. Now they're going after Kaiir Elam. They did it with Peyton Turner. That's been their MO this offseason. All of those moves are fine in a bubble. That doesn't mean it's a good long-term strategy. We'll go in depth on all the moves made so far here by the Cowboys. This has been officially announced, by the way, by the Buffalo Bills. Give me your one-word reaction to the trade. One word, let me know in the comments section of today's show. My one word is depth. Also classic. This is classic Dallas Cowboys. I don't have the Bills not announced the details. I'm going to pull up their tweet of the draft picks involved here. Maybe they actually put them in there. That'd be cool. No, they didn't. The Bills have 3 6s. The Cowboys have 4 5s. So I'm guessing it's one of the later 5ths for one of the later 6th rounders. That's probably the ballpark there, plus the future 7. The Cowboys still have 10 draft picks this year. That's fine. But in a bubble of the moves, I have no complaints about. You're trying to find some depth at corner. It's not going to cost you very much. Didn't technically cost you a draft pick. You move down, you have all the 5s in the world. But this can't be the extent of your movement. You can't actually feel like you're significantly better because you sign Javonte Williams and you sign Robert Jones and you sign Solomon Thomas and you bring back Kavonte Turpin and Osa Odigizua and you sign Peyton Turner and you sign or trade for Kaiir Elam. Okay? This is what I call trickle-up depth building. And not going to make it an economic point, but I don't think trickle-up depth building works that great. You really want to fix your depth issues, it's trickle down. And it's investing more in better players. Nobody would be surprised if Kaiir Elam just is what he's been in Buffalo. A mediocre at best cornerback 4. Hopefully a change of scenery is great for him and benefits him and makes him into the guy that I thought he could be coming out of Florida. But if you look at this Cowboys depth right now, you go, cool, you have Kaiir Elam. You still need another corner. You probably need another outside corner and a nickel corner. Because I don't want to have a competition going into week 1 where Trayvon Diggs is still banged up, and it's Are we going to start Kalen Carson, Kaiir Elam, or Andrew Booth? That doesn't move the needle for me in terms of cornerback help. It means you don't have to draft one early, but you probably still should draft somebody early. We will have more Cowboys videos for you right here on the channel all off-season long. When news happens, we got you covered. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/@CowboysTV for more free updates.